Hello, everyone. If anyone's here, let me know. I just want to look through this one issue of Marvel Fanfare, which was, I guess it was a story by Ann Nesenti and Dave Mazzuchelli. I don't know what it was for. It could have been for X Factor because I know that Mazzucchelli did draw an X Factor comic, which is very strange and funny, but cool as hell. And Joe Rubinstein inked it. And he got to draw Angel, which is a very interesting look that he gave it. Clearly, I mean, look at this. I think this was. It could have been right about the time that he did Batman Year One because it has a similar finished line, Toth like Alex Toth like line. It's interesting stuff. Chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro. Look at this. By Innocenti, Dave Mazzucchelli, lettered by John Workman, one of the greatest letterers, hands down. I think my favorite, he inked Walt Thompson on Thor, and he's inking him now, actually, 40 years later. It's incredible. On Ragnarok. Look at this. The coloring by David Hornung. This is near the tail end of his Marvel work, clearly. Hey, Hermosa Faye, how are you? Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Check it out. Yeah, there's just it's an interesting piece of work. It's like you wouldn't expect Dave Mazzucchelli, the way we know him now at least, to be drawing superheroes outside of more realistic ones. This is it's a fantastical superhero, Angel. Let me try something here quick. Okay, that should be better. I hope that actually helped sound wise. Yeah, look at this. The angles, everything looks, and it's like how it looks alive, if not realistic per se. It looks like it's living and breathing. Every line here looks like Hermosa Fade. Nothing much, just showing some an obscure Dave Mazzucchelli Marvel comic that it's a story that I think wasn't published, and then they finally published it in Marvel Fanfare, which is like, I guess it's where the Misfits go. That's really what was the point of Marvel Fanfare. Trevor, Skull Trevor. Show the campaign. The work week is over. Time for me to back. My man. I will show the campaign. You got it right there. Always at hand. This is it. This campaign. I'll get back to the Dave Mazzucchelli thing quick. Let me try to pitch it. This is, I'm at 10,730 about this campaign. When 9/11 hit, my Muslim background came to the forefront of my life, and I knew I would respond to the atrocity with my art. So I thought about my Muslim background, what we were taught to hate, and I came up with the idea of Pigman, as he's the last thing in the world that the Islamic enemy would want to face. An ex-Muslim who's big, ruthless, and who wears pigskin leather to exploit their bigotry. And then there's a story within a story of twin brothers, one a recovered Muslim, one a born-again Muslim. The recovered Muslim, Killian Duke, is the cartoonist behind the Pigman comic book, and the born-again Muslim, Salam Duka, becomes his archenemy, echoing Pigman's archenemy, Superjad. If this sounds and looks interesting to you, I can move on to Pigman number 2 and further. Thank you. And then I said, now some details about Pigman 1. This is a relaunch of my longtime series, The Infidel, featuring Pigman, which is now simply titled Pigman. Issue 1 will include both issue 1 and 2 of my old series, and my old series. I gotta fix those typos, damn it. But it will be remastered, where I will be going through. Damn it, guys, I gotta fix it, man. But my reluctance to get it edited right now is that it goes offline when that happens, and they might get back to you not right away. And I don't want anyone to come and not be able to order it while it's in edit mode. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll try to do that. Apologize. It's a little sloppy. I hate that. But I said it will be remastered, where I will be going through the comics page by page and improve them in drawing and dialogue. And I will also be adding more moments, scenes, and pages to the issue, as well as new covers. This is an opportunity for me to introduce Pigman to a new audience in Comicsgate, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing my series with your help. If this campaign goes well, I can move on to issue number 2, and then issue 3, and it'll be all new material, and I hope to finish up the series with issue 6, and then wrap it all up in a pigskin leather-bound hardcover. Thank you again. And below are 8 pages from my comic book, which may or may not be changed from here to print, but I'll see. I think these pages are a good way for you to get a good idea about my comic book without giving too much away. And that was my point about having these pages. Not much dialogue, not much stuff that's going on. And this one thing, if there's a guy, Mike Partika out there, he posted something, tagged me on YouTube and said he made like a poll to see if people were interested in him reading and I guess reviewing Pigman. And he said he wasn't crazy about the art. He wasn't too fond of it. And people, I think 80% or 90% said they do want him to review it. And there's this thing for the last week. It's the first time I've ever heard it to the extent that I have, that I suck as an artist. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's just legit criticism or people from Ripitards or the war campaign. I've never heard that even from Muslims and leftists. I haven't. Even Muslims were like, yeah, you're a good artist, but you suck because your ideas and all that. And leftists have given me positive reviews. I just think maybe, I don't know, they have a certain image in mind. And they see mine, which is pretty stripped down. I don't know. I wanted to draw this airplane as if it's a bat out of hell. And it's a weapon. It's a missile at this point. That's why I drew it that way. It's like coming down, boom. Of course, we know it's going straight to the towers, but the idea is that it's like a bat out of hell, and I made it in all black. If you notice, there's a reason for that. And I don't like to make unnecessary detail unnecessary. I like to make authentic detail at times. Sure. This is Killian Duke, the creator of Pigman within a comic. He gets into a street fight with this Muslim gang. Pigman's first appearance here. He sees Osama bin Laden. He turns around. He gets shot in the back, and it hurts. Trevor, I think at the time, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the individuals who did buy it. I'll look at the specific ones and ask them right before I make the order, before I actually ship out all the other stuff, if that's okay. I mean, there might be a way to do it. I might be able to check later, but I just think that's a fine way to do it, because it's like I'll just send like a mass email or whatever you call that for the people that order that, and just ask them individually what size they want, because I want to get a stack of them. I want to get more than I need. There's a place, I think 2 places I have in mind, so maybe I'll just do that. This is all new to me, so I'm gonna figure it out the best way to do it. But I'm thinking at the time that I do the Hill, Marcus. I'm thinking at a time when I do that, we'll be fine. So yeah, just want to show a little taste of the interiors here. And yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, I'm getting this kind of heat. I just heard this one guy, I forgot his name, but I was watching Frog Tony, and he made a video or a post that he wants to try to get me knocked off of Fund My Comic, and if not directly to Fund My Comic, he wants to get through Stripe, which is the means of transaction. So, and I heard that I said, all I'll say to that is back Pigman #1. That's all. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like people are out there, they're going to try to start trouble and, called racist and all that. It's like, it's just tired stuff, man. Really tired. I have the 4 different covers here. They were all different from one another, like a more traditional comic book style action scene, killing jihadists. This Pigman war paint, where the blood of jihadists on him. The 4 characters here, which I'm going to mess with the color a little more. I'm not completely settled on it. And then this one, pure black and white. It's very dramatic. I got the Pigman hard index card drawings. I got the 4 covers here. All you can order them all at once. The digital copy, T-shirt, and again, this is Pigman's chess symbol. It's September 11th, or it could be 9/11, and there's a number of things here, but there's also a dollar sign, like a pig. He's a capitalist pig, and I have the war paint print. It's 11 by 14, and I had one that was 11 by 17, but the size were a little too cropped. So I used the original drawing that I made, and it's a little shorter than it was, but I think it's just better to fit it all in. And then you have, which I did add. Someone mentioned if I'm gonna add the card on there. The card is on there. The index card, original art, the four covers, the print, and the T-shirt, all for 260. And then I have table for one. People asked me to add this to the campaign. I'm gonna have to get a new printing of it, and I hope I get enough to justify a printing of it. We'll see. We will see. And then $500 for original pages of Pigman. And I got one of these. It's a commission. Hey, Katie. Whoa, that's my first super chat. Wow, Katie. Thank you so much, Katie. That's my first super chat. How fitting is it that it's Katie? I mean, she's just a kick-ass comic skater, an absolute kick-ass, and she had me on earlier today, guys. Check out the show. Thank you so much, Katie. Much appreciated. That's so cool that you were my first super chat. I just got monetized today, and then I also set up this. I set up members, just the one, I guess, tier. It's for basically originals. It's just called originals. Those are guys who have always been here, and just maybe every week a sort of let's see, an exclusive live stream for particular people who want to be part of the thing, and we could talk about anything. We can talk about anything. And Trevor, man, thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you so much, Trevor. I really appreciate it. Just got a backer. Awesome. And Katie, thanks again. Much appreciated. It's so cool. You were the first super chat I ever got. So cool. Thank you so much, guys. Hail, Marcus. Okay, Trevor, you put it in a message. Cool. I will definitely. I do check in on those. Simply Green says sickle mag, short barrel, 9mm. That armor has to be decently solid to ricochet those. I guess so. I guess it does, right? He gets, it's souped up. It's souped up his bulletproof suit. Trevor says, boom, done. Let's go. Get Bosch to 11,000. Hell yeah. Thanks a lot. Hamilton Burgers. Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it, guys. It's pretty cool getting the super chats. It's like, I see guys getting them, and I just got monetized. I was like, cool. I mean, but I'd rather you guys, back it if there's a choice between the two. I know some people it's funny. They like my work, they want to support it, and they don't care to necessarily read my work or even own it, but they do want to keep me going, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's just to each their own. Maybe they don't like comics or something. I don't know, but that's so cool. Trevor says, to Katie, channel OH Katie. Now we're going to have a feud. I wanted to be first. Hilarious. Hamilton, thanks a lot, man. So Katie wrote in her super chat, I guess I can put those, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so add to broadcast. How do I, am I doing this right or am I doing it wrong? I think I'm doing it wrong. Ah, damn it. Talk about amateur hour here, but if you guys can tell me how I can do this stuff, because it's like border width. I guess that's okay. I don't know, guys. I want to get it wide, I guess. I'll figure it out. But thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Katie. Very, very cool. And Hamilton. Appreciate that. Okay. I think that's how they normally look, but I have to put me here. Sorry, guys. Very, very cool. I guess, yeah, I could do it here. You know what? Let me do it here because I think I want to put this here. Anyway, thank you so much, Katie. Appreciate it. I guess I can get the colors also. Is there a color option here? Background color. But what kind? I don't know. I wouldn't even know. I gotta figure this out, guys. I don't know if it's this program that I'm doing. It just looks different than the old times, but it looks a lot better than it did 10 minutes ago. So thanks, guys. So cool, so cool. And then I also have Also have Hamilton here, which I have to honor his as well. Thank you so much, Hamilton. Hamilton says a couple of Canuck bucks to celebrate monetization. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys. So cool. Katie was the first super chat. That's so sweet. That's awesome. All right, guys. So yeah, here's my campaign. I just read the whole my whole pitch here, and just here it says here's the short note on Pigman. The Islamic background of twins comes to the forefront of their lives on 9/11, which is echoed by the comic book within Pigman vs. Super Jihad. It's a pretty that's a succinct way of putting it. And then, about me, Eisner Award nominee debuted my first book, Table for One, in 2004. I created Pigman not long after 9/11, and he appears in my comics and books. I've drawn 7 books. I've written articles and have drawn cartoons for Breitbart, PJ Media, Jihad Watch, Front Page Magazine, and the Limbo Letter. The Limbo Letter. It was Rush Limbaugh's publication. And I happened to come at the far, far tail end. I was asked by some editors to do some stuff. I said, absolutely, it's great. They liked some stuff I was doing for Front Page Magazine. And after my second one, Rush died, and that was that. I guess there's no, Limbo later as far as I know. I never heard back from them, so that's unfortunate. It was really cool to be part of that, It was good. It was a good publication too. I got a copy of it, so. But yeah, here's my 4 covers. Here are my interiors here. And again, I don't know if they're coming. I don't know where they're coming from, but they are trashing it. A number of people are trashing it. And look, I do my best here. I'm a storyteller. I try to strip it down to the bone. I will admit that. I don't try to fuss it up too much, my art. But it is what it is. And yeah, the Mike particular was, I think, a little presumptuous on his part. He goes, well, I might consider it like if you do like extreme revisions, or it's like, nah, man, I'm not gonna do anything extreme to please anyone. I'm pleased with this as is, but the only reason why I mention it is because this is 15 years later, so I'm gonna look at it with some fresh eyes and see what I can do to improve it. Extreme? I don't think so. I've liked it as it is for a long time, but I just let people know this will be different than the old series. That's all. Expanded moments and scenes and panels and pages, so it'll be better. It'll be a better form, a better version of this. Really is what it comes down to. Let me get back to what I was showing you guys before, which is David Mazzuchelli drawing Angel from the X-Men, which was pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. So thanks again, Katie Hamilton, for the super chat. So cool. Hamilton says, I will back your work next pay period, but wanted to show some love right now. Thank you very much, Hamilton. Much appreciated. Thank you. Brian Suddenly Old says, just saw you were live. Glad I found that old digital version of Infinite #1. Your writing impressed me. Can't wait to read the updated version. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. I do tend to hear that. Okay, Marcus says, Partico will get upset over a misplaced comment. Yeah, and the only thing was, I thought it was a little presumptuous of him flat out to say, like if you don't really change it, I don't know. It's like, look, man, I can't please everyone. I just can't do that. I gotta look at it and say, oh, okay. And again, I don't like to busy things up. I don't do that. If anything, I'm a student of Toth. I'm a student of Mazzuchelli. Look at Mazzuchelli here. It's authentic detail. It's awesome, and it's not fussy. He doesn't need to impress. He doesn't need to try to show off. He's just doing his thing. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, look at this. It's fun stuff, man. Look at that. Look at that silhouette. Beautifully placed. Look at this old lady, the way she looks. I think it's awesome. It's so funny. Look at that. One line completely down from the top of her body, from her shoulder, down to her back, down to here, to her leg. It's great. And that screen door, it's just a cool way to show the kid running from it. I think he was a little wise ass. This kid, he tried to do something. Let's see if I remember here. She's reading to him, and then something. She's reading to him, and Grandma, can't you get to that battle you told me about? You want to hear about the battle from the Bible. And then he tries to take her money. Lord, forgive me. I shall not resist, but may I burn in hell. Amen. She catches him. What's this? He goes, nothing, Grandma. You were just so uh, moving. I had to hold your hand. Oh, you darling angel. Yeah, a little punk. But it's great stuff, man. Great stuff. Trevor says, why won't it let me super chat the Pigman title? I don't know. Is that true? They won't let you super chat the Pigman title. I did that on Frog Tony's right before when he let people know that some punk threatened to try to knock out my campaign somehow, and I just said, all I'll say to that is back Pigman. Marcus Kelligrew said CG could use more Toth and less Liefeld. Well, that's for sure. That's for sure. I know, from what I gather, John has a soft spot for Liefeld. Maybe some of the other guys. I think maybe even Tucci, Billy, because he's doing a she cover. I don't get it. I don't, and I'm I don't know. A part of me is like, I want to ask John, like, why? Like now, as a grown man, as an artist, as a professional, why? What is it? And what I've been told from defenders of Liefeld is, well, he has a lot of energy in his art. It's like, yeah, because he put no energy in learning how to draw. That's why. So there's leftover energy, there's untapped energy, and it's used to go and slash the characters across page. And the energy, it takes a long time to know how to draw. It takes energy. About that idea where you got to get 10,000 drawings out of you before you start doing goods. It's not a general exact rule, but it's more or less, you have to do that. I did that with newsprint, paper, these huge newsprint sheets. I'm talking, it came up, I don't know, high to my body. Let's just say that. Bodies, objects, ears, pages and pages and pages of ears. Okay, let me add to broadcast. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Trevor. Trevor Nielsen, super chat for $5 from. I got to learn how to do this, guys. Pigskin Leather needs funding. Here's a few bucks to outfit and feed our boy. Thanks a lot, man. Much appreciated, Trevor. It's so cool, this whole thing, and I'm enjoying this entire process of streaming and interacting with people. I mean, I've always seen it happen. I've always been part of the chat, but it's really cool being in charge of it and just getting back and forth. It's awesome. Marcus says, I'm a Kirby, Buscema, Romita guy myself. Absolutely. All great, all-time greats, all three. And they're, each of their own thing. The power of Kirby, the elegance, the beautiful anatomy of Buscema, and the stunning, beauty of Romita when it comes to the characters, their faces. To be blunt, nobody drew more handsome men, and nobody drew more beautiful women than Romita. Nobody. And yeah, people would argue. You want to argue about that? I guess we can, but I don't remember anyone drawing women as stunningly gorgeous as Romita did. Nobody. And others drew women great, sure, but he just drew them, greater. And again, the elegance of Buscema, the naturalness, the beauty of his movements. It's second to none. Second to none. Okay, so Brian says, Brian suddenly said they are trying to organize a campaign against For My Comics payment processor, but they don't understand that FMC has more than one payment processor. Yeah. I mean, these are just real rats, and I'm assuming they're not leftists, and they're allegedly on the right, where they're supposed to be for individualism and freedom and not fucking with people, I guess, for liberty. I guess not. Bitter little rats, and it always comes down to this. I mean, these people, to me, they're not liberty-loving individuals who love, art and freedom. They just don't. If they're going to be trying to do this, is that okay if I place that there, guys, or should I do it in the traditional way here? I guess I can do it here. That's the way it looks on the screen. Thanks again, Katie, Hamilton, Trevor. First super chats. Very, very cool. Yes, Trevor says, unfortunately, I've seen all three of those guys ruined by sloppy inkers that didn't care. Absolutely. You know, Jim Mooney, I don't know what anyone thinks of him. He slopped up John Romita Jr.'s early Amazing Spider-Man work. It looked like Jim Mooney. Everything Jim Mooney inked looked like Jim Mooney. And while some things were pretty cool, he always was pretty consistent with drawing Peter Parker the way he drew him. The line work, if you look at it, the care with which the repeaters placed the line work on the mask and everything, he didn't give a shit. He just said, "Yeah, whatever, slop it up with a brush." I hated it. Kirby with Vince Coletta, you know, and there were moments where I liked Vince Coletta stuff. He gave something, I don't know what it was about it, very different than the other guys. A dead line, and I'm talking dead line, not a deadline. You know, even though it was deadline style, supposedly he could ink, you know, a few pages. I don't know how many pages a day, a lot. And you know, Buscema, to me, it's flat out. It's obscene to me to see these very detailed inkers who used to ink some of his Conan comics and blow it, just completely blow it. The simplicity and the grace of Buscema shouldn't be buried under, you know, tinkering all the details, the veins. Don't do that. That's not what was there. You guys are just throwing this out there. You're trying to pretend that you're bettering it when you're making it worse. I have a stack of you know, Buscema Conan comics that he inked. That's the only ones I really loved. You know, comics might have been great here and there, and some of them probably were better than others. But overall, when he inked himself, he never looked better ever. And there's something about that. I don't know. It's the final look. Mazzuchelli here is inking his entire work. No, nobody inks Mazzuchelli better than Mazzuchelli. That's the way all artists should be. Trevor says, Hamilton's super chat money isn't real, though. Canada isn't a real place. That's right. Marcus says, Jeremy Jr. really only did layouts on those Spider-Mans. He didn't do full pencil until Daredevil. I know that, but when other inkers inked him in that run, the line work was a lot more organized than when Mooney did. So my point is that even though that they were, you know, layouts, he still placed all the, you know, the lines on the Spider-Man, from the nose line, the mouth line, the way it looks like a human mask. He still did that, and I saw pencils even from that era where you saw that he did those type of line works. Even in the Marvel Trial book, you know, you saw that, and it was good. I mean, it was exactly the way the webs wrap around the necks. Every little line just made sense, and Mooney came in there, just plopped it over. Ernie Chan, Trevor. Ernie Chan was trying to, I think from his perspective, hey John, from his perspective, was just trying to, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna really make my. It's like, nah, no, that's not Buscema. He's not an aggressively detailed artist. He's just not. You know, he's really, really good, great storyteller, great anatomist, and you know, and simplicity. He didn't busy things up. He made as much as he needed, and that was about it. And especially when we're drawing Conan, you don't want to busy things up too much. All the lines on the face, everything. No, keep him simple. Keep that low brow that Buscema made. You know, that real low brow on Conan. Keep his hair, you know, like solid, not all. You don't have to draw every single strand of hair. You don't have to do that. So yeah, they jacked up his art way too much to the point where I couldn't get all those comics. I just didn't like them. I'm like, I love Buscema, but I don't like him seeing him buried under this, I don't know, cacophony of just lines. It's crazy. Wrestle Deep. Hi, I'm a big fan of your work. I love your knowledge of comic art. Following you for a while. Silly question. Regarding the fundraiser for Pigment Number One, do you have an idea of the shipping cost in USA? It's, I believe, $10. $10 for the individual issue of Pigment Number One. That's what I'm. It could be less, but I want to leave it enough space because it'll be 60, maybe more pages. So it is $10. Wrestle Deep. Thanks for checking out the channel. Very, very cool. And yeah, so it's $10, and then overseas, I gotta say, 35. I know, believe me, it sucks, but god damn it, that's what it'll probably cost, and that's why I put it out there. And people, I think some people maybe may have ordered it, but I think others from overseas ordered the digital. That was the impetus for me to add the digital copy to the campaign for overseas, mainly for overseas, and also for just readers. You know, myself sometimes for certain campaigns. I'm like, you know what? I just want to read it. That's it. I don't care to collect it. I don't care to, you know. So yeah, it's $10. Universal Deep. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And appreciate the fine words. Thank you. Yeah, Marcus. Not a fan of Chan either. He tried to. I don't know. It's like this is my time to shine. It's like no, bro. You're inking a master. Don't fuck around. You're inking this master. Don't do that. You know, it's not good. Basima, you don't. You shouldn't mess with his work. It's like, guys, if you're not going to, I don't know, adhere to it. You know, he knows what he's doing. Those lines are placed there for a reason. I know that Basima sometimes was I think a layout artist, sorry, a layout artist for a time. But you look at them, it's still a lot going on, a lot of information there. And when he inked himself again, just never better, never better. Um, Hamilton says, "You asked me and others to remind you to look into setting a shipping rate for Canada for versus rest of the world." Okay, I'm going to make note of that. Can I do that on here? If I do that, no, I don't have time to do it on here because I got to do it for every single item. Um, I'm going to note it to myself and see what I can do tonight because I'm curious. I want to estimate what I want to take one of my comics that might be comparable size, put it with what I'm going to be shipping out with, and base it on that, and then see in my shipping through PayPal. Even though I'm not getting paid through PayPal here, but that's how I found out exactly my shipping rate. So Hamilton, I will do that. I got to give myself some kind of reminder. Give me 1 second, guys. Because sorry, I had to make sure I remember. Because Canada, it's expensive, more expensive than here, clearly, but not as expensive as Europe. So to put it on all one, I don't think that's fair. So thanks for reminding me, Hamilton, because you guys shouldn't overpay if you don't have to. Overseas, though, Europe and other places, it is just too much. But it's very unfortunate. It gets to the point where I'm looking sometimes, I'm shipping stuff out. I'm like, this is $40. The book is 20 something. It's like you guys are paying twice. That's insane. That's insane. Let's see. So yeah, Hamilton, I will look into that tonight. I put it at a place where when I'm done, I'll see it and I get right back and I'll see because there's a few options here, which is pretty cool, and just see which one, what Canada might cost. It'll be cheaper than the ones overseas. Um, Trevor says, "What was that fantasy work Buscema did for Epic Illustrated?" I don't. If I remember correctly, he wrote, he plotted a story that J.M. DeMatteis or someone wrote, but he who added the dialogue, he plotted and penciled a particular story of a futuristic world, but it was like a down and out. It was like a still. It was interesting. I might have it, so we can maybe if you can remind me next time, Trevor, and I can show it at a certain point. Brian Suddenly Old says, "Would you ever consider working on a comic as the writer, or for your story, do you need to do the art as well? I think Dillard or Shanth would make an excellent pairing with your writing." I have been asked to write something by someone, and it sounds like interesting as hell. Um, he, I don't know if you, I'm assuming he's read my work or something about it because he's like, "You're the perfect guy to do this." I'm like, "Sure." I mean, I definitely would just to write. Um, in terms and the person who asked me will be drawing it, so that's interesting. It's an interesting position to be in because again, I see myself as, to me it's like I don't want to separate like I'm a writer and I'm an artist. No, I'm a cartoonist. I write, I pencil, I ink, I letter, I color, I edit, I publish, and I ship out. I mean, that's just it's like that's what I love doing. But yeah, I have been asked to write, and I'm definitely open to it. I'm definitely, you know, I told him, sure, whenever you're ready, we'll see. You know, we'll see. We shall see. So yeah, I know Miller himself actually. Not to compare myself, but the point is that we saw him as a writer artist. He always did his stuff until he didn't. He came back to Daredevil. Everyone assumed when Frank Miller's gonna come back to Daredevil, oh, he's gonna write and draw it. It's like, oh, he's just writing it. Whoa, that was like a big okay. And then he did Elektra, Assassin, and then Batman Year One. It's like, wow, he's that's interesting. I was actually surprised, but then that's cool, and they were great. And I can't imagine Batman Year One drawn by anyone else but Dave Mazzuchelli. I can't imagine Miller's version of that. I really can't. I can't imagine anyone else's version of Dark Knight Returns. I can't. So it just fits beautifully. I just want to go through another page or two here, guys, and then I'm gonna go back to the campaign and show you guys. Look at this. Look at the the mastery of this. The beautiful silhouette framing her there. Look at the body. Look at her two fingers there. You see that? It's just beautifully done. And her whole shape, look at this. It's a one piece. Boom. Goes completely there. I love that. I absolutely love it. And that's brushwork right there, no doubt about it. He may have mixed some other stuff in there, but that's definitely brushwork. But again, look at that. Look at the anatomy. Look at her fingers. I just love those two popping out there. I think it's gorgeous work. Look at this. Look at her even. Look at her stance, silhouette. So cool. Yeah, Hamilton. No, no rush, Bosh. No, I just want to make sure I got that settled in there. Let's see. Trevor says Canada shipping rates would be around 2 maple syrups and a beaver pelt. We had that little, that little fight with Canada recently, man. It's going on. Booing our anthem. It's like, all right, guys. I don't know. Politicians are going at it. Well, why have to boo our anthem? Why do you have to boo the our players? You got your ass kicked over it, and then they won after. But it's good. It lifts the competition. Whatever else, it's like this. Sports are great, right? We love them, right? Even though I can't watch almost any of them these days. It's so funny. I will watch sports shows about sports more than watch sports these days because the competition is not there. The fire is not there. The passion, the rage, even at times. We want to have these players play hard with passion. You look back in the old days with the Detroit Pistons versus the Bulls, the Knicks versus the Bulls. Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was quote unquote just basketball. It was a war going on there on the court. Oh, absolute war. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Hamilton says the cost of having someone inspect it to make sure it is sufficiently feminist costs extra though. 3 hockey sticks and a Mountie hat to be exact. Yeah, Hamilton Trevor says they really get you with those hidden charges. LOL. You need to create some mods now, Bosh. I think so. I mean, I'm still figuring this out. I had some rats here recently. I had to knock some out. And then ones were a little passive about it, so I couldn't tell if they're as bigger rats as the old guys or who knows. Hamilton says, anyways, I will catch the replay tomorrow. Have a great stream, Bosh, and congratulations on both 10,000 monetization. Thank you, Hamilton. Much appreciated. And I will check into that right after this stream onto the shipping because you guys, I don't think it'll be as much. It won't be as much as it is in other countries, so you shouldn't have to pay more. I will check it out. Thanks for remembering. Yes, let's look at this. Even this right here, guys. She was trying to get that apple, and it's now dashed. Her hopes to get that apple. She was like, look at that one. That's the one I want. Just out of reach. Josie. this. Again, this is Ann Nesenti, written by her, penciled and inked by Dave Mazzuchelli. Late 80s, on the shelf at Marvel for a while. It could have been I don't know if it was an X Factor book. It probably was in some form or other. It had to be for X Factor. Maybe a backstory because it's not as long as a regular comic. But look at this. Her dreams were dashed just to get a little apple. You know, these little things in life, especially when you're older, everything means a little more. So she gets in there, puts on the news, brutally assaulted, all these terrible things happening. This older lady starts getting terrified. Look at her. Look at these. Look, I mean, look at the characterization. Look at the acting that Mazzuchelli is doing here. The body work. Look at the line work. I mean, that's a gorgeous car. That's gorgeous. The beautifully placed inks. Look at that. Look at the wood there. Look at the garage. Her shadows coming through the door there. It's just, it's stunning work. Absolutely stunning. I'm going to read a few more comments and get back, guys. Marcus said, I love the 90s Knicks with the Ewing, Oakley, Mason. Those series were, I mean, so great. The 1992 and 1993 with the Bulls. I think the 93 was so good because the Bulls were down 0-2 to the Knicks. They were down, and it was like, holy shit, are they going to take them? With Pat Riley in charge, it was like, damn, this is, are they going to take them? And they didn't eventually. You know, they came back and beat them. But those were wars. That's what you want. You know, you want to know that these guys really earned those wins. 1998, Bulls versus Pacers, Eastern Conference Finals, 7 games. It could have went either way at a certain point in that game, either way, and it was like, God damn it, incredible, great stuff. And you know, Jordan always finding a way, and I know, you know, like Knicks fans, maybe Marcus, you're a Knicks fan, maybe you have some resentment there, maybe. Just my assumption, because I know Knicks fans, you know. I was not a sports fan, right? My brother says, "Hey, you gotta watch this guy, Michael Jordan." I said, I was literally drawing there, and he was like telling me to watch. I said, you know, keep it in the background or something like that. I started watching it, and that was it. I said, this guy is not just a basketball player; he's an artist. I mean, look at the way he's moving. Look at the way he's different than all the other guys. He has a more of a I don't know, self-possession. He has something different than these guys. And I became obsessed with that entire sport. You know, even after Jordan left, I was watching, you know, Kobe and the Lakers do their thing and so on. I haven't seen it now regularly for 5 years. I put on 2020, the first game of the season. It was right after, in the middle of it was late into the summer of love, right? Probably right into the fall. The first commercial, racism is everywhere. Boom, turned it off, canceled my cable. Had a hard time canceling though. Some bitch was on the phone. She goes, Noel, you know, she was really annoying and annoyed. And so I said, I can't speak with you. I can't deal with you. I said, give me someone else. And she did. She gave me a woman who I believe must have been from South Africa or somewhere. I could tell the accent. And she was incredibly helpful. And she told me she understood. She understood what I was talking about. I don't want to be shoved down my throat while I watch goddamn sports about the fake racism that the left pushes. Why would I even give a damn for that? And unacceptable, you know, unacceptable for a sports league to do that. And they have never been the same. If you notice the ratings, they've never recovered from that, ever. They went all in with the BLM shit, with the racist terrorists of BLM. They went all in. Sickening. Absolutely sick. Trevor says, as long as I get to be a mod before Katie's channel, revenge. Hey, man. Whatever that means, if you could maybe direct me, sure, Trevor. Whoever is willing to, I guess, you know. I trust you. I trust Katie for sure, 100%. So someone else who comes up, I don't know. If I don't know them, they want to be mod, I question that. Yeah. John says, hey, boss, Shane is doing a post Kings tonight. If you are interested, he said they sent you a link. Okay. Who's on there, John? I do. I wanted to pop in. I wanted to promote Pigman and show this Mazzuchelli and do some stuff. So I will see. I was on with Shane last night. I don't know if you guys saw it. I popped in for a little because he was looking over some X Force, X Men, Cable. I think it was X Force and then Cable stuff, and the John Jr. stuff. And I guess I was writing in a chat, and he goes, "Hey, boss, you want to get on?" I said, "Sure, definitely get on." So we talked for a bit. Very, very cool. We talked about both of our meetings with Frank Miller. His was a lot more, engaged because he actually spoke with him. He said the one time he spoke with him, he was like cold, and another time he was very friendly. I spoke with Miller at least twice, and the first time he was a little there. The second time he was not there at all. He was physically there, but his mind wasn't there. He wasn't engaging. He wasn't. I was telling him about I do Pigman, you do Holy Terror, and this is 2014. I was my second issue going to my third issue of Pigman. He had released. By the way, today I had some war campaign or something. They were trying to tell me where did I see that kind of comic before about Holy Terror, as if it came out before Pigman. Pigman came out years before Holy Terror. Just on record, I just have to make that note today. It's pretty funny. I will actually look at some of the expos. But yeah, so look at this, guys. Mazzuchelli, she's thinking of her past here when she was a young woman. Look at this also. You can tell that's an older woman who's a little heavy. Look at that. And look at the car, how rock solid it looks. It looks rock solid. Every line there is beautiful. Look at everything here just fits beautiful. And he inked it all. And there's something about that. Even that, look at that semi-silhouette, how beautifully done it is. Just showing her nose, glasses. You never get to see her eyes either, it's so funny. You never get to see her eyeballs, just her glasses there. And I'm using that actually for a character in one scene that I'm doing. He wears glasses. And okay, you see them there. When she takes them off. And the character, it's an intense scene. And at one moment, you just see white. You don't see his eyes at all. Just for more effect. Look at this, guys. Look at that. The light blasting through there. Everything else goes dark. And then she sees Angel crashing. She's a very religious woman. And this also, just this, the thick line there, to differentiate these lines from those lines. It's she's in the foreground. She should be drawn a little more with thick lines. That's how you do I guess, the perspective, showing her in a more dominant ink line than his. Simple things like that. I love it. I think Gary Martin, in some of his books, was hitting that home. It was a great value having those books. But look at this. Crash lands to Earth. Battle. Losing Mephisto. So she tries to get all of his feathers. He goes, "My feathers must have them all." And gets him to a bed. And she gets this glue, homemade glue, and she glues on all of the feathers that were taken from him. So funny. And again, this line work. Boom, boom. That's all. Look at that, a little fatness coming out over here from her wrist. Look at that. The everyday things here, the way Mazzuchelli draws them, everything's like a little work of art here. Even the bread being cut, even that soup there, the eggs. Look at and the color is great too. Every little thing here, a bird flying through the house, there's a spider there popping from there. That rich, thick line work there. Look at that. Look at that pose even. Something stuck on her shoe. Very naturalistic in the best meaning of that word. Beautiful. Look at it also, just a real beautiful brushwork there. A little dry brush there for the sides of the bed. I will get back to some comments and then Brian says definitely go on Shane's post King stream. I will definitely think about it. I'm gonna maybe listen as I do something and then maybe pop on at a certain point. Marcus says yes, a little resentment, but it's been a long time now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. About Jordan, I've had cousins like that, and again, I was, I'm from New York, so you would imagine I'd be for the Knicks. I never cared for basketball, and then I watched Michael Jordan play. I'm like, I gotta watch this guy. What's he doing here, and why is he so different than these other guys? What is it about him? And I was just fascinated by that, and I fell in love with the game, through that. But it was Jordan. He was the guy, so I followed him, wherever he went. I mean, he went from Chicago, retired, came back, and then went back, then retired again, and went to the Wizards for that 2 year period as a 40-year-old. But so I, you know, you would think I would have been a Knicks fan, and I loved those I loved those battles. That's what I loved. You know, Trevor says Michael Jordan was a phenom. He was. When it was on the line, he found new and different ways to step his game up to whoop your favorite team. The guy was a master of. He figured out how to win and couldn't lose anymore. He just couldn't lose. If he had never retired, prior, to that, he could have won eight. But then again, I think his mind was so he had to retire. I believe his father was just murdered. He was getting a little burnt out. The media was coming after him about gambling and all that, and he was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm gonna see if I could do my first love, baseball. And he was mocked for it. Unfortunately, the one of his coaches, one of the team guys, said he's never seen anyone work harder to try to play well, and he was getting better and better. And then the strike happened, and he was 33 or four at that point, and he was like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can wait this out. I still have my youth. I still have my powers. So I guess I'll get back to basketball. And he did. Got back, and prematurely he came back. I think March of that year, months after the thing began, and he wasn't quite himself. They got knocked out of playoffs in the second round by the Hornets, and that was tough to watch, man. No, by Orlando. Orlando. Hornets. They beat the Hornets. B.J. Armstrong was used to be with the Bulls, and he was with the Hornets at the time. And I think they beat them once, and he lost his shit as if he won the Super Bowl. It's like, no, because you got your ass kicked right after. But then, well, the finals, but meaning it was like the biggest game of his entire life. He acted like it was a Super Bowl win, but the Magic beat them. The Orlando Magic. One guy pickpocket, Jordan. He stole the ball from him. Jordan gave it to Pippen uh, too late, where Pippen didn't catch it in the crucial moment. They lost that series. Came back with a vengeance. The 96 Bulls. I mean, 72 wins, 10 losses. They wrecked the league, and they won three in a row again. So the guy was extraordinary. I have, if you saw this up there, I have this. I call it a painting because it's oil-based colored pencils that I used to color it, and then I used white paint and India ink to make that drawing. It's a canvas of my drawing. It's unfortunately it's very unfortunate. It was during COVID, someone wanted it, and I said, okay, give me an offer, and they offered 2,000. I said, okay, okay, wrapped it up, shipped it out. She never got it. you know, COVID that time, it was terrible. It's the first time that ever happened to anything that I sent out. I always usually get them back. There's someone somehow, some way, I don't know. I doubt it, but it's unfortunate. So I made up to her somehow. She was very cool about it, but I made it up to her. I equalized whatever she spent. I gave her a canvas of this and drawings and prints, and she was very cool about it. But yeah, Brian says Jordan, Bo Jackson, Gretzky was peak American sports. Rice and Young was when it started falling apart for me. As in Rice and Young, Jerry Rice and stuff. I mean, as far as I know, he was a great one, wasn't he? Jerry Rice. John says Shanth and Jane. Cool. I like Shanth. I haven't gotten to know him too well, but what I see, I like. I love his work. He has a good attitude. He's very cool. Man, he just popped on too. Thanks, John. Trevor says, I don't know anything about it. Honestly, Katie would be a better source. She's way more savvy than my Jurassic guy. Same here, man. I'm here. I'm like, guys, you guys are so cool about it. You sent me a super chat here and there. It's like I didn't even, I didn't know how to put it on here. It's so funny. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Uh, Trevor said, I'm pretty sure Holy Terror came out a few years after my deployment. I took your book with me, so way later. Yeah, and it was 2011 January. I remember that because it was right after I shot the Daily Show thing, and then I think they aired it that month or two, and it was only digital at that point. Issue two, issue three, issue two came out a year later. Issue three came out 3 years later, I believe, and then that was it. And then I had this massive project. Was working on a 500-page script, drew 180 pages, and that's it. So got knocked off there, and then did something else, and so on. So it's a long story. But yeah, it was Pigman made his debut 20 years ago in the public outside of my blog because I was using him as on my blog for certain drawings here and there. I debuted him in San Diego Comic Con in an ad sheet that said, "When will comics take on jihad? When Pigman flies." It happened to be that one of the days that I was there, it was July 5th, I believe. I believe it was July 5th, where the terror attack on the bus in the UK happened. So I think people were a little more, let's just say, open to the idea of anti-jihad superhero at that point because people had just been, slaughtered for, no reason but for the Islamic faith. Barb Rogers, super sticker. What does that mean, guys? I'm sorry. I put you on here. Is that okay, Barb? Super sticker, California, $5. Thank you so much. Shiba dog in combat position. Quote unquote. Let's see something. Let's see where I am here, guys. Give me 1 second. Are you referring to something in particular, Barb? Let me know, Barb. Here's my campaign. I just want to show that quick, and I want to get back to this in 1 minute. I just want to read a few more. Thank you so much, Barb, for the super sticker. I don't know what that is. Can you guys tell me, as opposed to the super chat? Quote, Shiba dog in a combat position. Where's that from, Barb? I'm sorry. Apologize. Trevor says, Jordan played with absolute superhumans. There's none of those guys. Yes. Jordan played with them. He played against them. It was, this idea that it's like now we got the real players. Like, give me a fucking break. Almost everyone was great back then. They were so hard to win against. And it wasn't easy for Jordan. He had to bust his ass. He had to kill himself to win. But he did it. He was just better than those guys. However great these guys were, and they were great, he was just better. That's it. He just made sure he was better. Whatever it took. A beast. Absolute beast. Hail, Barb. And thanks for the super sticker. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sorry. I thought I just set up the super chat, but is that from a different place? I don't know. Okay. My volume's a little low. It looks like it's as high as can be, John. It's at the highest mark, and it's on my mic as well. Motive mix virtual input. If I speak, I don't want to speak too loud either. Interesting, because as far as I know, it should be. It's pretty loud. Thanks, John. I just I don't know. I just checked. It's I don't know what else I can do from this point. I looked at I got the motive mix virtual input. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. You know what, John? You're right, John. You got some good ears. Let me see. Okay. How's that? God damn it. I just scanned something and I had to remove something and put something back. So I think this is clearly going to be better. Excuse me. Thanks, John. You just reminded me that I did remove something to put something back in and I had to replace it. Damn it. That sucks, guys. But I guess you're the only one who knows you must have some super hearing. Appreciate it. And yes, John, I am monetized. Holy crap. You're monetized. Congratulations. Thank you, man. Honestly, they told me all day that I could be monetized. Should I, offer it? And I said, sure. I tried. And then they said, okay, now we're going to review your channel. And I was like, okay, maybe they're going to review it and knock me out. They didn't. Pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. And also they said membership. So I made one membership thing, $4.99, and I said, in there it's called Originals. Most of you who've been here, we can do an exclusive stream once a week. Whatever. I mean, we'll figure it out at a certain point. It's very cool, John. Thanks. Okay, Barb. Gifted memberships. Is that what the super sticker is, Barb? Or am I wrong? Is that what it is? I don't know. Sorry. Doge is what you mean about the Shiba dog in a combat position. Yes. Trevor says super sticker is just a little animated figure in the chat. I see. Okay, so that couldn't happen before. Is that the idea? Also, when you monetize, you can get those, or I don't know. Okay, so Brian suddenly old says, "LOL." Super sticker is an image description of the image she sent you. Okay, so funny, man. Immoral Fat 40 ounce says Shane invited you earlier if you want to go over to his channel. Definitely, yeah. Okay, Brian suddenly says, "Ouch, the mic slap." I guess I slapped it with my hands. Is this clear enough now? I hope so. I guess so. Trevor says, you're monetized until you talk about trannies. Yeah, I know. God damn it. Barbara Rogers says, Doge, indeed, Doge. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love also this idea where all this good stuff is happening, right? And we're all pleased. This is what we voted for. And the left's like, oh, this is terrible. People are losing. No, we're not. It's you trying to get in the way of American people and what's happening here. And then that James Carville, who is a carcass at this point, James Carcass, that should be his name. Yeah, I gave Trump a month. He sounds like some goddamn absolute ignorant hick. He really does. And he comes off like this, and he's like, no, bro, you're way out. It's over for you. I mean, you're just hanging on now. Goddamn corpse. He's trying to say like Trump is out within a month, like it's over within a month. Like, yeah, sure, you want that to be the case. Don't mistake your wishes for what is. But I just want to finish this up, guys. The old lady here, she nurses Angel back to health. She goes, Mr. Angel, you must eat. Please wake up. So he gets up. That's just such a good look at the profiles. I love it. And again, the thicker lines here, thicker than his face, the lines to show that that's a little ahead of it. And then, of course, the wings even thicker because it's even further away from him. Love it. He looks back. He sees that his wings are intact because of her. He's like, wow. Wait, don't go yet. You must eat something, please. She gives him the apple that she wanted. She goes, goodness gracious. He kisses her, puts a feather in her little pocket. You're welcome. I come back anytime. Kissed by, and oh, that's so sweet. And again, look at this. Looks like, it's stylized, but it looks like a real person. It has such charm. Such charm. Look at this. Look at the line work. It's beautiful. So good. And then he flies away so elegantly. Look at that. Just like it floats away. He's walking on air. Oh, flying. She goes, bye-bye. And then she's so happy. Sing hallelujah. Come on, get happy. And then she goes, die, monster. She throws her toaster away. I guess it was acting up earlier, if I remember. puts on her, lets her hair down, puts on her clothes, and takes that car out. You know, vroom. It's awesome. Great, great stuff. He draws a mean car. Look at that. It's so fun, man. So fun. Mazzuchelli. Um, Barb says box wants memberships and custom emojis. Okay. Doge is going to pay for my house. Hey, man. I mean, when they said 5,000, like, is that it? No, no offense, but what we heard about what USA did is like, damn, you guys been robbing us for a long time now. You'll get off easy if it's just 5,000. But anyway, guys, it looks like the chat has yes. Yes, indeed, Barb. Barb says, Trevor Nielsen, you are owed a house. Absolutely. Brian Suddenly Old says, it's getting wild. People are getting hired like crazy in the United States manufacturing. I am having to travel every month to provide training. Used to be once or twice a year. Mag is moving. That is awesome to hear. See, that is on the ground news right there, Brian. You're delivering it, not the goddamn alleged news that we have, but you're delivering it to us that, you're doing far more than you were doing even recently. That tells you there's something brewing here, something really moving well. Thanks, man. That's great, great, great news. Great news. Trevor says, "Oh, I don't know about but I'll take my own money back to pay for it." Absolutely right, man. But you are. Look, man, you took it to the line, Trevor. Not many do. Not many do, and that's just, you are owed. All right, guys, I want to go through the campaign one more time before I leave, and this is my pitch, Pigman #1. It's a start of an entire new version of the series, revival of it, if you will, and it's going to be, just one issue at a time, and hopefully it'll get finally to issue 6, hopefully at that point, but we shall see. I have 4 different covers, very different than one another. I got this one, the more or less traditional comic book cover, like an action scene where he's killing jihadists with his bare hands, crushing them. And the guys got their weapons on him, their Kalashnikovs, and it's he's bulletproof, but it hurts. It hurts like hell. Here's him with jihadist blood. It's called the Pigman War Paint, which is also available as a print on this campaign. Here's the 3rd issue. I got to work out the color a little more. I like the setup. I like the design. The color, it's not there. It's not there yet. It'll get there, and I will let people know that if they, those who order that, I will let them know, because 7 people ordered that one, and then 18 people ordered the 4 covers. So I got to make sure that I get that right, because I'm not there yet. And then I got the Pigman hard index card drawing. I have the 4 covers you can buy. I have the digital version, the Pigman T-shirt, the War Paint print. I want it all pack, and the card I just made the other day, Submission Impossible, like Mission Impossible, Submission Impossible. Table for One, I was asked to add this to my campaign. $500 for each original art page, and if it's too much, I get it. I sold one for 150, and it hurt. It hurt. I was on a first auction stream with on Ethan's show, and some bought it for 150, and I was like, I always saw it as raw material, but I would feel less pain of letting go with it if it's more. So, yeah, if you really want it, cool. And then $1,000 for a Pigman commission, where it's an original drawing of Pigman, penciled and inked by me with an idea by you. You guys got some thoughts, you got some ideas. You might even just tell me, hey, draw what you want, but that's up to you. It's a lot of money, so I'd like to work with you, but you guys let me know. Trevor says, everything I did was to make my fellow citizens' lives better. Yeah, without guys like you, Trevor, people are very complimentary to me when it comes to free speech and all, and yeah, and I do appreciate it, and I love free speech, and I would die for it flat out. But I can't do what I do if you guys don't do what you do. That's just a fact. Um, you take it to the line, and that's why I really, really got pissed off at um, Dick Masterson when he was trashing our soldiers, trashing them as monsters and killers and mass murderers. And I just went after him, and he went after me back and forth. And then I think him and Fat Boy, what's his name, Vito, made some kind of video mocking me. Someone sent it to me. I saw like a few seconds. I say, yeah, whatever, And then Dick said something good. I liked it. I said something good. He liked, he liked it and so on. There's no hard feelings, but you're going to go after our troops in that fashion. You're going to get it. I'm not going to just sit there and take it. I'm not going to say, well, yeah, you got a point. No, no point. They're better men than you, Dick. They're better men and women than you. So, you know. Anyway, I don't hang on to these things. It's like no, I said what I said, and that's it. Um, Trevor said, "I'm just grateful that everyone allowed me to represent them. You sure as hell did, Trevor. Thank you very much, Trevor." Uh, Trevor says, "Will there be a black and white version? I love a good art edition. Possible. I mean, at some point, who knows? That could be interesting, but it'll be 300 pages. So man, I don't even know. Well, I have 200 pages art editions. I have 200-page art editions. I definitely have that. 300 pages? I don't know. I don't think so. Do they even make those? But that'll be what it'll be in the end, likely at the end. Um, Something to think about. John says, I'm about to read Table for One next. Had to give Pigman 3 reads before I was willing to move on. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. And again, I'm getting some heat about the art here and there. People, and again, even Brian here, I appreciate the writing, and that to me, that's the key there. Because again, it doesn't matter how you draw if the story is not there. If it's not a good story, it doesn't matter. And I'm just not obsessed with trying to. Um, I don't know. It's not a. It's not. How can I put it? Each panel serves a purpose and it goes on to the next panel and so on. That's how I see it. It's a story progression, period. I'm not worried about some certain, I don't know, certain things that make it look like it's a painting necessarily. I just don't care for that. But I won't skimp it. I won't hack it out, but I'll definitely not going to be preoccupied with it. In other words, I want the story to be right. I want the storytelling to be right and the drawing to be sound. And to beautify it at times, sure. You want to make it look better and better. Um, I'm about to retail. Okay. Barb says, Pigmen on Mars commission? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so funny because someone actually had paid me a commission to make a Muslim on the moon with a sword. He's about to knock out the American flag. And you have these I guess Shiba Inus. Is that what it is, Barb? Those really cute looking dogs. They have their helmets on. They're like astronaut things, and they're about to attack him. And it was so cool. So absolutely, I will definitely be up for that, Barb. Thank you. Um, let's see. Trevor says 150 could have doubled my collection. 150 for yeah for the original art. It hurt me. I gotta say, I was like, I should have. And again, I didn't know that it would. I will admit this. I've always said for years, my art it's raw material, right? The original art is raw material. It's a little more. It's a little more, and it took me getting that art for 150 to realize I was like, okay. Now I'm not overly precious with it. I've never been precious with my art, but I did want to at least get more for that. And then it was 350, but this one 500. And again, no one backs it. No one backs it. It's like okay, then I don't part with it. 500, I can part with it. I'm like okay, I'll make a great scan of it. I scanned all the pages anyway, but maybe another one, right before, but whatever. I'm gonna make sure I can at least have something to resemble that original black and white art because it's just it's that original page that you labored over. Um, Trevor says to bar Missile or Terror. I buy that. It sounds fun. Pigmen on Mars, pretty damn cool. Um, John says people don't understand the style. I happen to love it. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, look, it's so funny. I was thinking about again. I don't mean to compare these things, but just in terms of style and things that are put off and whatnot. Um, you do your thing, and you get the reaction that you get. I mean, that's just it. And whether they're coming from a good place or not, some of them I know they're not because when you have the worst insults I've ever gotten from my art ever have been from ripitards and whore campaigners, war campaigners. The worst. Muslims and leftists have never ripped my art like that. I've even had Muslims. I probably mentioned it here before or earlier. I said that they were complimentary. They just hate what I do with it. Leftists have given me good reviews for my art and my stories. And the worst insults I've ever gotten from my art has been from ripitards and war campaigners. I find that funny. I find that funny and telling. And so yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing it as I do. But I will take another look at it. Look at each page, see what I can do to amp it up, to punch it up a little. You know, it won't hurt, and I will do that. So when you guys get this, you'll have something a little different than it was before. That's all. It's pretty good to have. So okay, Trevor said, I admit I'm a bit of a sucker to see process on the page. Artist editions are so informative when you can see the craft. They really are. And then you also can see the thoughtlessness of some editors where there's a beautiful page here. Let me show you quick. You have this stunning drawing by David Mazzuchelli. This stunning drawing by David Mazzuchelli from Batman Year One collection, and there's the editor with a goddamn cup of coffee right on it. You know what I mean? But I will say this though: I'd rather have that cup of coffee stained right there than without it. It gives it something. It gives it this look about it. It's beautiful. And also here, look at that. That's better than if it was just pure white right there. I love that. So thanks, editor. Even though it was, unintentional and all that, it just makes this look better. It's so beautiful. This, and look at the leg again. What Mascali did? He had all the leg muscles and their details, and he whited them out. By the time it got to the print, it was all whited out. I mean, completely white with no definition there. And it's not because he's flabby. It's just that I think Mascali said that he was thinking that he wears a thick suit, so you couldn't really see the muscle underneath too much, at least. And he said he wasn't sure if it was the right move. He maybe regretted it a little, but it doesn't matter. It was such a stunning departure from what had been done before, and such a stunning departure from the Neil Adams style. Where it's all shredded with even veins popping out through the arms and stuff. And I don't care for that style. I just don't. I know sacrilege and all that. I don't care. Not too big of a fan of Neil Adams. I like some stuff he does. I do. And I don't like a lot of stuff he does. And his writing was terrible. I mean, unreadable. Unreadable. I think I got another issue of the Batman Odyssey just to see how much worse it could be. And it was. Okay. Raul Julius said, Bosch, have you figured out anything about the Canadian shipping? I'm going to get a copy for me, another for my buddy. After this, I have a note for myself that I will go right back on, and I'm going to look at that option because I'm gonna measure and weigh it and see what that will be as opposed to other countries, and I'm gonna fix it tonight. So you'll have shipping for worldwide, America, and Canada. I'm gonna make a distinction for each of those. I got to go through all the items though and do that. So it might take a little bit of time, but when you can, great, because I'm gonna get to that because it will be cheaper for you guys in Canada, and you shouldn't have to pay more if you don't have to. So I definitely will do that role. I'm gonna get to it after this stream, which I should end soon, I'm gonna read a few more comments and then I gotta get going. Um, Barb says to John, so many factors to making a great comic that people don't understand. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think they want to see the work when they don't realize that I put in the work, work, a lot of thought. And but just because I don't put a lot of lines, it seems like I'm skimping. I was like, no, I put in a lot of the underlines on the pages. This angle, this could be interesting, and this and so on. And it's a process, and it's also again, why would I add 100 lines on the human face? I've seen artists do that. I've seen Jim Lee do that. Just it's like I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean anything to me. Dat, tat, 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 it's like I don't care for that style at all. Don't care for it. I like to keep the faces clean. I want the face to be naked in a lot of ways because I want to have them show emotion. They're not always grim. I want to give them a space to show emotion. It's key, especially what I'm doing right now. It's like I don't know. I don't want to get in the way of the reader and what they're feeling from a story. I just don't want to do that. There are times when certain things are more detailed than other things. Sure, but you can't skimp when you draw like a city. You can't do that, and I don't do that. But when it's just a human face, I like to keep it pretty damn naked. The truth is very simple. The truth is naked. It's not being covered. You know, you strip it all off. You stand naked, and there's something to be said about that. Also, an artist who can stand naked a little more, there's more truth there. There just is. Uh, it's not simplicity. It's not. It's not. It's something that it can stand naked without any problem. That's why when John Buscema draws those beautiful bodies, and these guys add all I guess delineations and the striations on the shoulders and chest. That's not what was there. I know it wasn't there because you saw when he inked himself, he didn't make all those unnecessary lines. It's in the earlier chat. LOL. Thanks, Trevor. I will go back. Can you fill me in by any chance? I agree, Barb Rogers, Miss Soul Terror. Trevor says it was a joke. Told her about she's looking into it though. Yeah, I need to get glasses. I got mine. I need mine to read something. To me, this is my reading, drawing, and writing glasses. That's what they are. It's not just reading glasses. Reading, drawing, and writing. Okay, thanks, Trevor. It really helps. I would like this book. Thanks, Raul. Trevor says, my eyes, Julia, I hear you. My old eyes are betraying me every day. I'm wearing an old pair of my dad's glasses now. I can't afford new ones. Earl Julie said, I'm buying the book regardless, but just like a little relief is all. I hear you. And again, after I'm done with this, I'm going to go right to that. And I'm going to go for each one and see and I'm going to measure out. Because again, it won't be exact, but it'll be, I have one damaged copy of issue 1 of The Infidel featuring Pigman, and I have 4 copies of issue 2. That's all I have left. But I'm going to put both of those on my scale with the thing that I'll be shipping out with, and I'll have a good idea of what it'll cost, and then I'm going to put it on there for Canada. But it'll only be basically for that one comic, though. So meaning if you order more, it might be a little more. But that's the general idea, and it will be cheaper. Sure, I don't think I will be disappointed either. I've seen the old issue number 2, and I'm impressed. Thanks, man. Barbara said Canada is lost to the CCP, and Parliament has been prorogued by the deep state. We are fucked. I might move to a red state if things get really bad, and my refugee status will be accepted. LOL. You guys do have pretty bad, as does the UK. You guys are in trouble, but it's a kind of trouble that can be basically fixed with an election. Truly. That's how we fix these things. We have these mini revolutions now where it's so sickening though, right? Our liberty is on the line every time the left gets in. And then we have to save it by just voting in someone who doesn't hate liberty. It shouldn't be this way. We should have rational parties who do well by the country and compete against, we're going to do better, we're going to do better. No, it's not like that. We're going to try to destroy the country and we will try to save it, is what we're getting here. That's the two choices we have. It's sickening. Trevor says, people often mistake more lines and more detail. I'm the polar opposite from Bosch artistically, but simple doesn't mean inelegant. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, and Ethan, loves his detail and stuff. And if his drawing wasn't sound, it wouldn't matter how much detail he puts on there. But he's good at it. So that's his way of going about it. I got a completely different way. Kirby and Toth had lunch together in California years ago, and they couldn't quite connect. They couldn't quite understand each other. It's Yeah, I get it. But Toth will still say he's the king of comics with no hesitation. He understands that. It's just that they can't quite get each other. They can't grok each other. You know. Trevor says more lines is not more detail. That was the point there. Yeah, I get it, Trevor. Barb says, I'll pay the extra to get the comic here. I appreciate it, Barb, but I'm going to look at the thing right after I'm done with this and get on the edit stage and see what I can do, guys, because you shouldn't pay more if you don't have to. Europe, they got to pay more because whatever reason, it's so bad out there right now. It's really, really expensive. But guys, yeah, considering backing a Pigman, it's the one thing, in short, I will say this. Here's my pitch. In short, is nothing else like it out there. Nothing. And I mean that. People were bringing up Holy Terror before. No, it's not that. This is a long form story dealing with the ideology, dealing with the physical threat, dealing with the cultural war, the political war, the war within the left on America, Islam, and so on. Deals with a lot of people and a lot of things that are happening. Four main characters, two heroes, two villains, and their loved ones too. So, yep, they will delay an election here and coronate Mark Carney. Is that a bad guy? Barb, I imagine it is. I'm sorry if that's the case. Trevor says, Bosch, you need to post the link in the description. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Man, thanks, man. I'm gonna do that right now, guys. Give me 1 second. And I learned how to tag it or pin it. It is here. Okay. 1 second, guys. I do that, put it there, and then put it pin message. Got it. Thanks a lot, man. Trevor, appreciate it. I had to figure this out. John said, the grifters don't know art. I think it was really cool how you changed the line weights and rawness of the art to help delineate between the two stories of pigment. Thanks, man. Yeah, let me get off there. Actually, sorry. Okay, let me get off there. Let me just keep this back up. Yeah, John is the brothers. I wanted to differentiate the worlds in terms of art, and again, it's still my art. It's just a little different. I think your mind at some level sees it, recognizes it as a little different, if not totally. But it's like, okay, that's a different look. Thinner lines for the Killian and Salam stories. It's all in pen, and then brushwork for the Pigman stories. And the Pigman story has the gutters between the panels in white, and Pigman story, and then Killian story, it's black. It's all black. Barb's Roger says Canada's ruled by assholes. It is. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's you guys are in trouble, no doubt. But it'll take one election to get the tyrants out. If you guys can do it, because we know that they try to steal and also, do anything they possibly can to try to get decent leaders to not have a chance, in hell. It's sick. Raul Julius says, this is revolutionary. This has my interest. If you're talking about Pigment, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It is, in short, again, there's nothing else like it out there. It takes on Islam, the ideology, takes on jihad, takes on the left, takes on the cowards on the right. Okay, Barb says Carney's a douchebag globalist. God damn it. Same shit as Trudeau. I hope you guys can figure that out. Thanks, Barb. You shared it, guys. Yeah, Raul. You know, it's funny because I remember when, technically speaking, when Trudeau gets stepped down, whatever, people are like, yeah, celebrating. I'm like, I didn't celebrate. I was like, I don't know. There's something here. Something smells. And then you have that witch. I forgot her name, but I drew her and I posted the other day because the dummy, the old drunk, the old high drunk communist, you know, comedian, Bill Maher, he loves her. That piece of shit. She's disgusting. First of all, she's ugly as hell. I think her father or grandfather was a Nazi. I mean, literally not a Nazi. Trevor says the problem with Canada is, that's right. The problem with Canada is that there are too many Canadians. That was the king in. He goes, I think I misquoted there. Hello. The problem with Scotland is there are too many Scots. That was what's his name? Patrick McGowan. Patrick McGowan. What a great actor. What a cool guy too. He made that show, The Prisoner. He played the king. I didn't know that was him until a while later. I was like, that's Patrick McGowan. They gave him a different nose and he had a different look, but man, he was so great. And his voice, his delivery, he had a little high pitched voice sometimes. He wasn't, afraid to use it. And man, I am not a number. I'm a man. I will not be dictated to. This. Number 6. You are number 6. Who is number 1? Man, he is great. He was great. The great Patrick McGowan. He was also really good in those Columbo episodes. He did at least 3 or 4, which is crazy, right? He did at least 3 or 4 different murderers on that show, and every time he was great. And he was very cool in interviews. If you ever heard him, again, there's something about it. It's like what I was talking about Jordan before. Very self-possessed. I am not a number. I am a free man. Be seeing you. I was with a girlfriend of mine, and I was going to dress as the prisoner with that jacket with a white line there and those sneakers, and she was going to wear some of that the ladies were going to wear. It didn't happen, but it would have been cool. Definitely would have, try to comb my hair that way, and so cool. Guys, take care. You be well. And for the Canadians out there, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do that now. I did see some of that, Trevor. Secret Agent, yes. Secret Agent, man. Yeah, I did see some of that. I am a free man. Yep. Roll. Love that show. Own it. Love it. Very thoughtful show. Very thoughtful show. Against tyranny, flat out. Against tyranny of the state. This guy served his country well, and they imprisoned him. Yeah, pretty brutal. Guys, you take care. Be well. And John, thanks again for the mic thing. You were absolutely right. You have a good ear. A good ear. Thanks. Thanks, Raul. Thank you. And I wish the best for you guys up north. You need a decent leader. You need it. Barb, Raul. Who else was it? He had to go, but I just want to get it. Hamilton, I believe Hamilton as well. Guys, best luck to you up there. I hope you guys get a decent leadership and just get these rats out. You need a break from these scum. Guys, take care, man. Be well. Until next time.